International development cooperation is a complex system of relationships between donors and recipient countries, considering the use of different forms, channels and instruments. In recent decades, the rapidly increased number of participants in international development cooperation made a significant impact on the structure and the volume of the provided aid. Accurate information about volumes and composition of aid flows is available only for those countries that report to the OECD DAC. A large group of countries, the so-called non-traditional donors, do not keep count of their ODA flows according to the DAC methodology, and publish data on financing for development without detailed descriptions of the terms, accounting methodology or breakdown by aid modality and sector. In addition to significant ODA flows provided by bilateral donors, private sector should also be taken into account. According to the experts' estimation, the average annual gross volume of development financing from private sources amounts to 58 to 68 billion US, which is almost 50% of the total ODA volume. Form of aid is an important parameter of the International Development Cooperation System. OECD DAC identifies bilateral aid, net multilateral aid, and multi-bilateral aid channeled through international organizations for specific projects. OECD DAC counts multi-bilateral aid as bilateral aid. Identification of geographical and sectorial priorities for development projects implementation is a critical part of any donor strategy that depends on a number of factors such as donors' foreign policy priorities, economic interests and opportunities for private sector development, socio-economic challenges in a recipient country, and the need to maintain peace and stability. Increased complexity of the composition of aid allowed ODA volumes to expand to peak levels in recent decades, but at the same time it generated challenges in the participants' cooperation. Firstly, a large increase in the number of donor countries using their own reporting systems and unique procedures of project implementation lead to aid fragmentation and lowers aid effectiveness. Secondly, relative reduction in net multilateral aid accompanied by an increase in the share of trust funds aimed at specific countries and projects creates additional difficulties for multilateral organizations, limiting their freedom in choosing recipient countries and aid modalities. Thirdly, growing dependence of developing countries on the influx of foreign capital raises the issue of volatility and predictability of aid. The lecture Composition and Distribution of Aid Flows covers key features of the modern international aid structure in greater detail.